So today we're looking at the Srixon ZX7 Irons. Right, so today it's Srixon ZX7 Irons. So Srixon is a massive global brand of golf manufacturer, but it doesn't get anywhere near the exposure of other manufacturers, certainly across in the UK and across Europe. They're huge in the Far East. So these are the premium forged iron that I'm looking at. And this is the first time that I sort of hit Srixon clubs, never used them before, never tried them. So, you know, initial first thoughts put down. I reviewed last week the Titleist T150 irons, so sort of use them as a comparison against these clubs. I'd say a slightly thicker top line, not quite as clean looking down at the ball, but really good looking golf club this. I like the, you know, looking at the back there, there's the sort of the way that they've distributed the mass across the club face. You can see they're putting the obviously weight quite central, relatively low in the club face, so it is a better players club. This isn't going to have the forgiveness of other clubs. So sort of looking at those T150 irons that we did last week, you talk about tungsten being moved about in the club head, multi-material manufacture. These are slightly different. These are going to be a solid piece, one piece of metal construction. So, you know, it's not going to have anywhere near that level of forgiveness. They do other clubs, Srixon, that are more forgiving, the sort of hollow cavity irons and stuff like that. But this isn't them. These are a solid forged club. So to put them down, I like the look of them. The you know, it almost looks there that the grooves across the face cover a fair bit more of the face than other clubs, but I like the sort of shorter profile of the club. Definitely that smaller profile. Yeah, that's, I mean, it's a very good looking club, so I'll be interested to hit these and see what they're like. As Srixon clubs are popular, you see sort of players like, you know, Shane Lowry is probably Europe's biggest player that's using them, and then obviously in the Far East, Hideki Matsuyama uses them. You know, these are the sort of clubs that they're going to be hitting. They are good looking golf clubs. And that sort of feel, that really sort of solid, you know, that feel that you get off of forged clubs, that nice solid contact. I like them. I like the sort of thin profile of the sole of the club as you put that down, so you're going to get a lot of reduced turf drag there when you're striking them. Now, as always, when we do these things, it's just Pro V1s that we use in the sort of testing. So there, nice controlled flight. The fact that it's gone left, more me than the golf club, but yeah, I like the feel of the club. Spin wise, it's, you know, spinning where you want, sort of 5,000, 5,500 for me. That was a little bit lower launching. These aren't the strongest golf clubs in terms of loft, but you've got to expect that at a better players club. These are exactly the same loft as those Titleist irons that we did last week, so 32 degrees on a 7 iron. You know, it's not the weakest that you can get, but it's far from the strongest. So, you know, you're going to lose a little bit of distance there for that. But the distance that you lose, I mean, is comparable to that of the stronger clubs. So when you look at the Ping G430s, stuff like that, those clubs are going to be a lot more springy off the face. You're going to get higher ball speeds, bigger distances than what you're going to get off of a traditional forged club. But the initial sort of thoughts and feels on these, they're really nice. I like the way that they feel. Solid golf club, very solid golf club. There is only one real test. We've got to take these on the course and see how they perform out there. You know, I'd be interested to know, have you guys tried Srixon clubs? Is it something that you'd consider when you're sort of looking to buy something in the next sort of 12 months? You know, have you been out and tried them? It's probably not as big a brand in this country, but it's definitely globally, it's huge. Yeah, I mean, that felt really nice. As the ball comes off the club face, you know, you get that lovely forged feel. So they're a top quality premium set of clubs.
It's really kind of this sort of range where you get the feel like the Forge clubs come into their own, that increased sort of feel that you get around the short game. There you go, just trickling on there. I mean, I've reviewed the Titleist T150s recently, and these are very, very similar. You know, price point wise, that little bit cheaper, but you know, you're still looking, you know, roughly about £160 per club. You know, the one thing that really strikes me with these irons is the feel. The way that the ball comes off the club face and the feel that you get from them. You know, a lot of clubs are now, you know, multi-layer, many different pieces of metal that are put together to, you know, get the ball to go further. But you can't beat a solid forged iron for feel. I think we're all sort of look to what you'd call the bigger brands, your Callaway, your Ping, your TaylorMade, but there's a lot more manufacturers out there, so I think it's always worth trying other clubs and you know, getting fitted and then getting the clubs that really suit you. Broaden your horizons a little bit, look at other manufacturers. Genuinely, I'm surprised how good these clubs are.
So kind of my final thoughts. I was so impressed with these clubs. I think they're a cracking looking set of irons. They feel lovely when you hit them. The flight's good. The controls there. We reviewed the T150s very, very recently, and they sit in that bracket. But price point, they're a little bit cheaper. The T150s being that little bit more money. There is more stuff going on there with tungsten. These sit a fraction cheaper, but they're still expensive clubs. But you've got to expect that these are a premium set of irons that are, you know, pitched out there at that better golfer. But they are very, very good. It's definitely something, if you're in that market for a full set of irons, you should be trying. Definitely try them and use them as a comparison against the other brands. But it'd be great if you could get down into the comments and tell me, you know, what have you tried recently? Which clubs have you hit? Which ones do you like? What are you thinking of changing to? Are you thinking of changing at all? But we do more than just reviews in this channel. We've got, you know, swing advice and help and things with your game, so, you know, make sure that you follow for that. Next week we're going to, or in the next video that comes out, we're looking at the Srixon driver as well, and please make sure that you check out that review there where I tell you about the Titleist T150 irons.